really quickly, I wanted to do an update on some of the stuff I've got on my car. I get asked a lot of questions, especially on Instagram. I get a lot of messages. You know, what lights are these? What's the rack? Where do I find this and that? Which crossbars are you using? What's your fuel thing mounted to and all that? And I try to do a better job. I'm kind of a boomer. I'll be 40 next year, so I'm not great at Instagram. So I've tried to do better with my tags and stuff so that it's easier to find out what parts I'm using. But I'll do this really quick video just to kind of go over some of the stuff I've got on here. And then there's some full reviews coming of all the different components. So obviously this is a 2021 Outback Wilderness Edition in magnetite gray. Those are the OEM wheels with the OEM Yokohama Geolander ATs. I'll just kind of start from the front and work my way back on some of these things that are, you know, obviously aftermarket. The ditch lights are on LP Aventure mounts that kind of mount on the under the hood bracket, and they're DDS4 2.0s. And I've got them on a SuperBrightLEDs. That's the brand remote control, so I can turn them on and off from a remote without going through the firewall. And there's a bunch of different strobe modes and stuff like that. It even does SOS. You can hit a different button and it'll do SOS. So anyway, those are the ditch lights on, like I said, LP Aventure mounting brackets. Up here I have a Yakima SkinnyWarrior. Now look, if you're gonna order one of these, it's cool to have a half basket because I like to do so much stuff, and I got room for some of the other things we'll cover in a second. But if you're gonna order one of these, go through an online Ford dealership. Apparently this SkinnyWarrior roof basket was an OEM factory option from Ford for the Bronco Sport, and so you can get it for about $92 cheaper going through Ford. I think Lasco Auto Parts is where I ordered mine from. And like I said, it was way cheaper than it is just anywhere else that is advertising it as a SkinnyWarrior. So look on Lasco Auto Parts. Just Google at Lasco Auto Parts Ford and Skinny Basket. You should be able to find it. Have some X-Bull recovery boards up there. I've got a shovel from Amazon. I can't remember the name of the brand, but I'll annotate it in the comments. And those are on Quick Fist, and you can use those Quick Fist to mount a paddle or you know, an oar or whatever else that you wanted to put up there. And these are Thule extended Aero bars. And you'll see that they're so extended that on my Orbis Overlanding rack wing, I had to cut a section of it out because it butted up against this. But anyway, this is the Orbis Overlanding rack wing. It's really awesome. You can mount all kind of stuff in here. You can put Quick Fist on these little parts. It obviously comes ready to go for a Roto-Pax mount. This is a Roto-Pax 1.75 liter gas can with the locking Roto-Pax mount. And this just suction cups in here, pull it apart, and if you push this in, you can pump out. Let's see if I can get the camera. I really can't, but you can pump out the air, and you just keep pumping it till you don't see the little red piston. See how it's gone now? And this is super solid. Going around, I've got a Hallmaster D-ring hitch from Harbor Freight. I've got a Cascadia vehicle tents, CVT. This is a 55-inch Pioneer awning. It's really awesome. And it has LEDs that are built into it, and I can run that to my battery power source. I'll show you in a second. And then I have some Thule Hull-a-Port XT, I'm sorry, kayak racks up there. So I just have to lift the kayak over the awning, and then it slides into the mount there. If we go to the back, I'll show you kind of some of the stuff I keep on the inside. I think I may have turned that off. So in the back, I've got a bag with some recovery straps and snatch straps. I've got a Rockpals 350 watt, they call it a battery generator or power source or whatever. And that's what I use. I use this to run the little LED bar that's in the awning. And then I've got a Rockpals 100 watt folding solar panel that I can charge the battery source or the power source with that. And I've just got random straps. I've got a recovery, rough country jump box, and there's a also have a rough country air compressor, like a small air compressor. So this is all just, you know, toe straps and that kind of stuff that go in there. All right, and so that's really about it. I mean, there's not a ton of stuff done to it, but it's enough to make it stand out a little bit and make it a little bit more functional. Me and my wife and my kids, we love to go hiking and camping and kayaking and all that kind of stuff. So this really fits our lifestyle, allows us to do some of that stuff and have it all with us all the time if we needed to. I mean, I could, you know, I've put a Liquid Logic's Deuce Coupe 2-person kayak up there with all of this, and so it really came out good. There's a few more things I would like to do. At some point, I'm sure I'll, you know, when it's time to get new tires, I may put an LP Aventure lift kit on it, just get a little bit more ground clearance. At some point, I'm hoping someone will make a brush guard that'll put a winch, that you can put a winch on it. They make it for the Outback of this year model, but on the Wilderness, it covers up the fog lights. And speaking of the fog lights, I do have Crux Motorsports amber tint on the fog lights. And it kind of looks cool when you've got like the bright white LEDs, headlights, amber, and then yellows, a bunch of different colors. And it's like a rolling Christmas tree, but I would like a winch at some point on there. It would be cool. Maybe one day I'll put another rack wing on the other side and put a water can or just another fuel can or whatever. And I'd also like to find a decent curved LED light bar that I can mount at the top between those crossbars. I've seen a few different ways of mounting that. So anyway, love the car. It's awesome. There's a few things I don't like about it, but that's going to be, you know, with any car. But all in all, it's really the best vehicle I've ever owned. It's the most fun vehicle I've ever owned. And I'll do some updates as things change.